Hi, welcome back. So, squads are out for the Six Nations. I'm going to start with Wales, going to have a look at the squads and select some teams because that's what we want to do. That's part of the fun. So just having a look through the Wales squad, pretty strong. Good to see players like Jake Ball back in. He was the guy who I thought would be Alan Wynne-Jones's long-term partner, but actually I'm not so sure now. I think some other people have overtaken him. Come to the team in a minute. Front row looks pretty solid, pretty as is. Back row we've had some injuries, of course, but good to see Navidi coming back in. He's a big plus coming back in, with Ross Moriarty kind of a little bit so-so with concussion, because concussion takes as long as it takes to recover. Then he's very useful having that cover, particularly at 8, with Faletau, really unfortunately breaking his arm again. That's a big blow actually. I mean, he is class. He was looking again back to his best with Bath, and then he broke his arm again. So that is a big blow, and even though it doesn't affect maybe on a huge scale Wales, obviously they will miss him because there's nobody like him. It does dent their chances a little bit, but like I said, with Navidi coming back, that was very timely indeed. And great to see a player who we've called for on this channel quite a lot, Thomas Young, coming into the squad. He has won caps before, but not many, and he's just been on fire for Wasps, and that is a massive boost there coming into the back row with Faletau dropping out. Having Thomas Young coming in, I think that really gives him a lift as well. Looking through the backs, Thomas Williams I think is someone to watch. Gareth Davis is number 1, but there have been questions asked of him, particularly maybe in his box kicking. Thomas Williams, could he put pressure on Gareth Davis to take away the number 1 spot? So, have a comment on that. Then we've got our fly halves. We've got Anscombe, we've got Biggar, we've got Evans and Patchell, so loads of options there. And again, that tells me that this is Warren Gatland's chance to really have a look at everyone. He's not 100% convinced on everyone. And who's he going to play, who's he going to take, so that's really interesting. Great to see Jonathan Davis is in, he's fit, he's been playing, he's been looking good. He is so key to them in that back line, I believe. And another guy to watch, Owen Watkin, who is in. I think he needs some serious minutes, and I think he is a contender for a centre spot. So onto the team. So front row, impressed in the autumn, especially around the pitch. I like them a lot. So I'm going Rob Evans, Ken Owens, Thomas Francis. I like that front row. I think it's got a great combination of set piece and round the pitch, physicality and skill as well. Tempted to pick Ken Owens at number 8 potentially. Bit tongue-in-cheek there because he played there for the Scarlets, did well, scored a try, and they're missing Faletau. But anyway, we'll keep him at 2. Class player there. Now the second row, this is where it gets a bit interesting. Alan Wynne-Jones, obviously starter, captain again there. I think Adam Beard's the man. Let's play him for a couple of games, see how he goes. He's got the size, he's got the confidence. If he can put in those big performances, I really think he's the guy who could step up and partner Alan Wynne-Jones for the World Cup. But let's see what Jake Ball does when he comes in, and the other guys, Seb Davis, Corey Hill, they're good players as well. So a good little battle there for Alan Wynne-Jones' partner. In the back row, right, I'm going to put Moriarty in, assuming he's okay to play. He might not be if it's still concussion problems. If not, Navidi, fine. Then I'm going to put Tipuric at 6 and Thomas Young straight in at 7. I think he's that good. I think he needs to play. Tipuric is that good as well. The question marks people had about Tipuric's physicality, I think, have been answered. He's improved that massively. I think he can definitely play at 6. Get stuck into the tight work as well as his good work out wide. And Thomas Young does everything as well. Brilliant round the pitch, great over the ball, very quick, very strong. He can carry, he can do absolutely everything. Get him straight in there. I think you might have a star on your hands. Gareth Davis retaining the 9 slot, although like I said, Thomas Williams would come off the bench and put some pressure on him. He might get some good minutes as well. Now, with Halfpenny looking less likely to make it through concussion, I'm just going to leave him out for now. Was tempted to put Anscombe at 15 and move Lynn Williams onto the wing, but I think they really need to stick with Anscombe at 10 for a couple of games and they've got to try and put their colours behind a 10 and see if it works. He's played well in the autumn, so I'm going to stick with Gareth Anscombe at 10 for that reason. The 10 I'd probably have on the bench. It's really, really hard. I'd probably go bigger actually, because I think he's got that World Cup psychology. He's got that World Cup game. I think he's the sort of guy you want to take to a World Cup, so I would bring him into the 23 for that first game. Hadley Parkes and Jonathan Davis has been the combination. I think it needs to continue to be the combination, but again I would have Owen Watkin on the bench coming on, putting pressure on Hadley Parkes probably there to see if he can add a bit more physicality maybe than Hadley Parkes potentially. Maybe Parkes has more of an all-round game, so it should be a good little battle there, but Hadley Parkes and Davis. So the back three, I think Lynn Williams then has to play full-back. He's class under the high ball, fantastic defender. Maybe not out and out the quickest, but when you've got George North on one wing, power and pace there. And on the other wing, I was actually a little bit surprised not to see Luke Morgan in the squad, purely because he gives that speed option, pure speed option that maybe the other wingers don't quite. I mean, you've got Jonah Holmes, George North. I guess you could argue Stephen Evans gives that, but I do like Luke Morgan, so I think he's a little unlucky to drop out there. And I'd go for Josh Adams. I think he's played really well for Wales. I think he's played really well in the Premiership. He's very solid under the high ball. He's very strong. He's a good finisher. I think he's a good all-round winger. I'd definitely give him a run. So that's my 15 to start the Six Nations. So please comment below on that 15, put your own 15s, and the most fun is to put your own 15s on and comment constructively on other people's 15s and tell me what you think. Okay, well, until next time, I'll see you then.